I think one of the takeaways a lot of people told me they had from the film is, man, humanity's really got to get their shit together and, kind of come together on this because we're all in this situation together, and that's a tough task.
That's not going to happen.
Probably not going to happen, right?
Totally not going to happen.
So then it's like, okay, well then we just got to be prepared for all scenarios.
The good news is, and again, I think I mentioned this to you. It reminds me of the movies where the bad guy or somebody like Salazzo says, "Come on, if I wanted you to be dead, you'd be dead already." That's, I feel like, where we are with the aliens right now.
Possibly.
That doesn't mean tomorrow it won't change. And I do think one compelling piece of evidence about the whole shebang is that they did seem to appear right after the nuclear age began. It seems like that triggered...
More proactive, more actively.
You first see it, of course, the bomb is 1945. 1947 really is when we first, Roswell and stuff like that. To me, that's quite a coincidence, or it's like, oh, they're watching us.
It seems like that's when they started paying attention.
Let's pay attention. They've reached the nuclear threshold. Remember when we were nuclear? Little green fellow people here on the planet. We were crazy, and we did crazy things, and we had these bombs, and it was polluting, and it was just terrible. But let's keep an eye on them.
Yeah, I mean, look, the people in my film all feel, everyone I discussed a specific point with felt strongly that once you crack the atom, it puts you on this trajectory towards doing what they do. And it's only a matter of time at that point. And so that's when they started monitoring us. The thing that the people I interviewed are more concerned about than possible intentions of non-human intelligent life is what would happen if an adversary cracked this technology before we did and used it for bad. Because this technology has the potential to revolutionize the way we live and change things for the better. It could be the solution to the energy crisis. It could lead to interstellar travel. A lot of technological breakthroughs could come off the back of it that could be great for us, but it could also be used as the most terrifying weapon of mass destruction. You could instantaneously deliver a nuclear weapon to the other side of the planet.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the tipping point is fusion. I mean, we've learned how to split the atom. That's nuclear. But that's not really where the gold is. The gold is in fusion, which they're getting closer. Fusion is the opposite. We're putting them together at temperatures that are hotter than the sun. So the challenge is not just doing that. They seem to be able to do that, but then how do you channel that? Like, how do you not, whatever's holding this energy, how do you not melt that thing? So plainly the aliens have this.
Yeah.
I mean, they have something that we don't have.
An energy source that we haven't realized.
Yes, that allows them, I mean, all the witnesses pretty much say some variation of, the thing can hover for 3 hours and then just move at speeds we've never seen before.
Yeah.
Or go, as you say, in the ocean without losing any speed. There seems to be no element of friction there.
Yeah.
They seem to be moving in a way that
just defies physics as we know it.
As we know it.
That's the simplest way to say it, yeah.
So I can't help but think that is tied to fusion and maybe something beyond fusion. But that's our next moment in human history, is fusion. And we're knocking on the doorstep, but we're still a very long way away.
There's also a lot of forces working against technology like that coming to the forefront. Look how we see it in the news this week, how significant oil is to the world, right?
Oh, yeah.
The introduction of a new energy source would basically overnight destroy an entire marketplace that has driven the world for years.
I'll say this for the Trump's move into Venezuela. I mean, I don't totally hate it. Some of it I do hate. But to the aliens who are worried that we are getting too advanced, I'm sure that was very reassuring. Not this guy. This guy's still thinking about oil and still thinking about, stuff like whatever he's thinking about. It's not. What do you think? What do you think Donald Trump knows about?
So I think he's become very aware of the situation in the last few months. And I think he, behind the scenes, is pursuing the truth about the things he is in the dark on. I hope that he steps up this year and tells the world definitively that we're not alone in the universe, because he knows those base facts and he could share that with the world. And I think it would be the greatest moment a leader could possibly have. I mean, there's no bigger moment in the history of humanity.
I don't think any of us have ever known him to ever not share. Like when he, I saw yesterday, he put out these, no, he didn't do it yesterday, but they were talking about it yesterday on CNN, these text messages that the head of NATO, who used to be I think the president of Denmark, had sent him. And they were very complimentary. I mean, it's not a big secret that a great way to ingratiate yourself with our president is to be complimentary. And they were meant to be private. But of course, Trump puts them on Truth Social because, here's a guy, an important guy saying nice things about me. I'm just going to put it out there. I mean, Kanye does the same thing. Don't expect, a lot of the younger generation don't expect anything to ever be private. They just don't have that same feeling. So just don't put it out there. But again, I don't remember President Trump ever really holding anything back. So I feel like
he's proactively gathering information right now.
That could be true.
Yeah.
That absolutely could be true. I mean, he could be waiting for the right moment, like a week.
This week's not the right
moment.
A week
before the next election. The aliens are here, and if I'm not here to stop it, nothing, I can see that.
Look, I think it literally, in all seriousness, it would be the biggest moment a leader could ever have in human history. It's bigger than any huge presidential speech. Like think about those great moments leaders have had in our history, like from Gettysburg Address to Kennedy's space race speech, Martin Luther King's "I Have a Dream" speech.
Yeah.
Whatever you put on the list, this would be bigger than that. And it's also arguably the most bipartisan moment you could possibly have. This issue is the most bipartisan issue in politics right now. The leaders for both parties are aligned on wanting more disclosure, and more aligned on that than anything else.
Yeah, when I think about the famous New York Times headline, "When we walked on the moon," I don't think they've ever had a bigger type face than not. "Men walk on moon," giant letters.
Picture "We are not alone."
How big a type do you need for this headline? If there was definitive proof, like little green man arrives, says, "Take us to your leader." They don't have type.
I think it's just simply we are not alone. And a U.S. president stepping to the microphone and making that clear for the entire human population, it just would have so many huge consequences.
And it's your belief, I think, and many others, that the reason this really hasn't happened is because it would scare people.
No.